Hosta mefta juvrek, rishi labir, groove snores, lajekor, rishi labir, usa snor vrek. Hosta mefta cinco basta, hosta mefta juvrek, rishi labir, groove snores, lajekor, rishi labir, usas nos vrek. Hosta mefta cinco basta, hosta mefta juvrek, rishi labir, groove snores, lajekor, rishi labir, usas nos vrek.
Yazor, why yazor, go, if ma.
Zumba, coito, nisi, nisi, rista, música, roj
Zika Kumba Jumba Noro, Kumba Jumba Hero, Kumba Jumba opposite way.
Yeah. Hero.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, a mystic starport was the #1 place to hear the smoothest, rockinest jams in the galaxy. Hi everybody, my name is Philip and I'm the Living Force. And joining me are the galactic adventurers who are joining us this week for Mystic Starport. How you guys doing today?
Totally super.
Pretty good.
Okay, that's great. No, I'm happy to hear it. It's been a wild weekend on my end. I'm getting prepared for this game tomorrow. It's been announced that it's going to be fun, but I've done a lot of prep for tonight's game. I know exactly what's going to happen. Have it all figured out ahead of time, as always. But I don't know, just as like a thought experiment, Lauren, would you just like roll a D100 for me?
I was just going to grab them.
Dice. I need dice for this.
Oh, everyone! Oh my God! Thank God! Yeah, please, everyone, please grab your dice. That's a great. I love it because that means I can also do the stuff that I forgot.
That
to
is
do.
a 15.
A 15.
Mm-hmm. Is that good or bad?
Probably awful.
It's pretty good. And then would you roll a D12?
Guess we'll find out tomorrow.
No, this is. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, this is all for tomorrow. Oh, yeah, that's the ticket. This is all stuff for tomorrow. It's not about. Happy anniversary, Galanorian Saber.
Happy anniversary.
We're happy
8.
for you to be here on a whole year of watching these. I know you watch a lot of our shows, but I know you've got a special place for the Star Wars ones. So
I got an 8.
an 8.
Mm-hmm.
What's 1 year? Is 1 year paper?
1 year's
Happy paper anniversary.
All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Great. Cool. Yep. So that was definitely not a roll for tonight's game. That was a roll about. That was definitely a roll about tomorrow. So thanks for having figured that out. But we can talk about our game for tonight. We actually did have some. There were some pretty intense things that happened the past couple of weeks. We had a session on May the 4th that involved the arrival of a certain individual with broader implications for the stuff. But as far as Nolshay knows, it just means she got an amazing necklace. It's like this necklace cost thousands of credits and he just bought it for me. That's crazy. As if just I'm worth that. That's so crazy.
She knows she's worth that.
And it's not like I'm looking for a rich guy to date, but if that's what
She's
I'm,
not.
yeah.
If people want to buy me things, I'm not going to stop them.
And if he happens to just be incredibly wealthy and mysterious and a good kisser when he takes his mask off, it's it's just what it is.
We need Zex to come bring Nolshay down.
Then post that we had a very small scale thing with Bug and
Nothing
Zaz,
really happened.
in which
What did y'all do?
well,
Nothing really.
what they did
We went to a candy shop. That's it.
was
We
they
found
did go to a
shop.
candy shop. That candy shop is a great candy shop, guys. You guys should really go there.
It's pretty good.
It's
They can do candy
it's
shop?
Nermi's Den.
You got a milkshake?
They did get a
Did they bring
milkshake
all the
there.
boys
Nermi's
over?
Den.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of what?
Just Nermy's Den.
Mhm.
It's just called Nermy's Den of Tooth Decay. As they sort of they basically went on a mission with Dash, who, let's face it, has some certain, I think especially since Zex wasn't there, although if Zex had gone there, that was probably going to be much more of a talking game, because basically they rescued a rebel pilot and killed a lot of killed most of the Imperial garrison there in the first place. Ooh. Uh-oh.
What?
Is there a weird sound thing going on?
I didn't hear anything.
Huh.
I didn't hear anything on the stream either.
There is something going on with my music. I'm going to quit it and try it again. Yeah, because you guys seem fine. The music was getting all distorted, and I know on stream people are just hearing what I'm hearing, so I just started and stopped the program. Let's hope that fixed it. I don't know what that was. It was like the music was just all like it was like, oh yikes.
Sounds okay now.
Yeah. It was some weird
Sounds okay
gremlin. The point being, that's another game. Come meet the gremlins Tuesdays on Gray in the Dark. Oh man, how is it? I feel like it's like Sunday, like the week's just starting and I'm already exhausted. So whatever may or may not have happened with Bug, Dash, Kyle, Amelin, and Zaz and Torg last week, and who may or may not have been seen by Major Senduk, the Zabrak leader of that garrison, is not really important. But if you saw the post for today, I don't know, maybe things will seem more Imperial, or maybe not. Who knows? The point being, we open the Field of Stars, as always, and then we sort of tilt up down to the side as the Outrider heads down to the planet of Westrena, landing in Mystic Starport. The ramp comes down, and walking off of the ship is Dash and Zex. And Dash, as you're sort of walking down, Zex rather, as you're walking down, Dash will say to you, hey, welcome back to Westrena. How did things go back on Nathor?
I mean, not too bad. Just we had to raise the taxes of the citizens. Listen, in all honesty, the Congressional Hall, we needed a new pool. We just had to get a few funds and just,
Yeah.
We need it. We work so hard. We need to relax.
Well, yeah. Thanks for answering my comm. Glad I was able to swing by and pick you up. Got a little job that I think you might be able to help with. Because clearly you need some pool toys for that new pool. So you need a little pool toy money, right?
I mean, listen, jacuzzi, out of this world. My muscles are so relaxed. I'm ready to work.
As you two walk down the street, Zex, you hear a familiar clanking noise as loud, thunderous, and kind of these heavy pounding footsteps as an ATST. I guess can I can't really swing them like that. I can just go as an ATST makes its way down the street. And you kind of see Dash just go, brother.
Has this place gotten more Imperial since I last been here?
There has been there's an attack on the garrison.
Was that you guys?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
But there's a new garrison here now. It's almost identical to the last garrison. So
New commander or?
I'm not sure, but you'd be the person who could probably find something out about that. Anyway, we're just heading over to Haldir's, at which point We wipe to Haldir's. And Kyle is Kyle's dancing with a couple people on the floor. He's just like, oh my god, hey, did you see what I did? He didn't see me. Oh man, Haldir, look over. And Haldir's like, I'll look at you a second. I'm the main character now. I'm doing drinks. Bug and Nolshe, the two of you are at one of your usual booths. You're kind of looking around. You haven't seen Vgath in a minute. Zaz said he was going to sort junk today. And he said it's partially because Torg needed a family day. And the Torg said, Udini, and just flexed in his white
I forgot
shirt.
about that. Oh, we leaned so hard into it. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Torg is Dominic's shirt. I don't know. It's just what happened.
Is F21 with us?
F21 is here, and F21 is
Is that the droid I wanted?
F21 is
Mine
just sitting
now.
with his hands on the table.
Okay.
If you want to, you can knit something.
I don't have desires, Nolshe.
Okay, well, you know what? Here you go. Here's some yarn. I just had it available for no particular reason. So if you would like to convert it into something useful, you can.
Are you commanding me to?
No. However, if your motherboard might find a use for the yarn, I would encourage you to follow that. There you go.
Is it always like that? Is it always like that, or are you? Do you guys just? Is there any like downtime here, or is it always just?
Oh well, he'll just stare at me if he doesn't have anything to do.
That is unsettling.
Well, that's fine. He always
It is
wants to
fine.
talk about fashion or the history of fashion, so it's totally okay.
It is fine. It doesn't unsettle me at all. I can't be
Yeah, me either.
unsettled.
Yep. And she'll just like pat him and it like clanks, I guess.
It does clank.
Coo, coo,
Yeah.
coo.
But as at this point, you guys you'd notice that the door's open and Dash comes in with old Zex. Haven't seen Zex in a while, but Zex is back. Dash kind of looks over at you guys and walks over and kind of gives Bug a look.
Yeah, I also give him a look, especially since he's now walking in with an Imperial Senator.
Yep.
Sort of like a everything okay kind of look.
Do I
gives
notice
you-
this?
You can make a read person roll, or actually, this would be no.
Or
This would be, and also it's not read person in this. It's psychology, but yeah, make a psychology roll. But I will say in response to this, kind of Dash gives you a look back that's like, we'll see. Business
40.
40. That is a success for you. You definitely feel like Bug. You know that Bug and Zaz and Dash did something when you were. I believe our in-canon explanation for why you were not at the last one is that you were. Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
We did.
Wait, who, me or Bug?
You.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We said. You've been after that mission where you met Avner. You've been in your room writing a lot.
Shut up.
I remember. All I remember about that is I kept saying that I was stopping by to drop off meals for you since you weren't coming out.
I just have been really inspired lately, okay?
She's just been
but
writing.
she will lean over to Bug and be like, something you want to...
Oh, I mean,
Tell me?
I'm just always curious about our senator friend.
Well,
What he's doing here, why he's
Same.
still here.
same, but usually you don't give that look about him. Should I be worried?
I don't know. I don't know if you've noticed, there's a much more intense Imperial presence here, and now we have a senator walking into our illegal activities.
I have. Does it have something to do with our little group?
I would worry about it.
Bug, Nolshe, you can see Zex is back in town, which is
Hi.
fortuitous. I actually picked him up on my way because I think he could be helpful, and if you two want a little, I'll be honest, what we've got here is not a mission in the traditional sense. This is a little more of a there's no client. I have come across information on this would maybe be a long-term project. We might just do a bit here and there on this is more of a treasure hunt kind of situation.
What's the treasure?
Well, here's the fun part. I don't know yet.
Okay, what's the payment if there's...
I don't know that I would classify that as the fun part.
Well, the fun part is...
Yeah.
There is a newly discovered piece of ancient technology. It is currently in deep space, watched by an Imperial unmanned station. Zex has clearance that could get us an hour or so within, and we could find out what this is, because my understanding is they are waiting for some archaeologists, archaeo-engineers to come check it out, look it over. Whatever it is, it's probably going to be worth a little bit, and we're in a unique position to, it's not super high priority for them, so we could sneak in. If we like what we see, maybe we further corrupt the old files and we take off and see what we can find.
So...
Is there a way for me to look up, like, just while he's talking, look up what Imperial archaeologists would wear?
What they would wear?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You could definitely look into that. That would be a hard, it's under your knowledge, that would be a hard success at fashion trends. So you need under a 43, but you do get an automatic bonus on this. While she's doing that, Bug?
When you say unmanned, does that mean like droids? What exactly is
Might
there?
be droids. I'm not sure.
Sounds like it'd be really great if we had Zex or VGav here.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm kind of not like I mean, everyone here could be useful. Honestly, this just seems like a light crew. It's not. There's no one I would trade out, but yeah, it would be nice to have those guys for sure. But
you guys want me to sneak you into an Imperial facility?
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys understand, as an Imperial senator, I stand to lose a lot here. I have to look after my planet.
You stand to gain even more, Zex. And remember...
I hope I do gain maybe a little bit more.
Also, they're waiting for an archaeologist, right?
Yeah.
On it.
Basically an archaeologist.
Exactly. Nolshay?
Yeah, and you can look like one too. I had a hard success, but it was an 18, so I'm using 1 luck to make it an extreme.
Extreme success, yeah. As it happens, Nolshay, you would know, like, you could easily fabricate Imperial uniforms with all of, like, the science division, like, proper regalia, or all that stuff.
I'm already showing it to F21.
Yeah, no roll required. You guys, like, yeah, absolutely. You guys can just dash off a few uniforms like that.
Yeah, I just have a small area of concern. Not knowledge base. I'm pretty sure I could handle whatever they want to throw at us there. I'm maybe you haven't noticed I'm not human. My empire usually is a big billboard.
They are pretty big on humans.
Not so much when it comes to the sciences.
All
Knowledge, they still have a lot of the savas at the universities are.
So my expertise.
There's a lot of
trumps
Ugnuts.
the generals
Yeah, you've
at
got the
Ecovia.
expertise. You'll look like one,
Yeah.
and we've got Zex's credentials, so...
But the
All right.
point is, with Zex's credentials, the plan is, I think being in uniform's a good call, but the plan is that Zex can just give a code, and theoretically we should just be able to walk on. Check this out. Find what we can find.
Well,
it's a spec job, but I wanted to cut you guys in on it.
Yeah, if we go through with this, if we go through with this, I think Nolshay's instinct is pretty spot on there, because look, there may not be people there, there may not be droids there, but there's a 1,000,000% going to be cameras recording there, right? So
For sure.
if it would be if people showed up in uniform, that's going to raise less red flags.
Of course. So what do you say, Zex? You gonna help us out with this?
I mean, you guys are my favorite scoundrels. I think I could always help you guys out as long as the compensation is reasonable.
Well,
Especially for a man of my credentials.
of course.
Then I think I'm in.
Perfect. Well, in that case, we can gather materials, and Nolshe, I guess you can grab whatever, you know. Nolshe, don't even worry about like this will cost you like 20 credits to get the proper, like, this is like, don't even worry about tracking that this is trivial for you to get the right materials. Yes, Bug?
We're not bringing any other people from here, since we're, you know, sort of light on crew here today. You're not hoping to bring in anyone else from outside the normal group this time.
Are you talking about Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not bringing Kyle. We're not bringing Kyle
Thank the
anymore.
maker.
Kyle's we're not bringing Kyle anymore.
Wait a minute. I have my personal reasons for not wanting Kyle to come along. What happened last time, Bug?
He cracked up. Plain and simple.
Dash kind of
Kyle? Wow.
Dash puts a hand on your arm in a way that is genuinely not sleazy. Is like just the universal sign for like, don't say this in front of this. You get that you shouldn't ask any more questions or draw more attention to this in front of Zex. And just like a very like, you know, just that sort of that gesture. And
There's a lot
he
of
says,
tension between us today, guys.
don't worry
Well, I
about
don't
it.
know if you've noticed, maybe you heard the outside that's sort of disrupting the normal peace of our starport. Now that we have these ATSTs.
There's only one.
guys-
I should point out there is one ATST.
All the adventures we've been on, guys, you know I'm cool. I'm on the down low with you guys.
I know that you're corrupt.
But we're
we're
criminals.
based
That's
on
fine. I'm in a criminal bar. Come on. No
And it
big
is
stole my
interesting
Georgia.
because
I bought F21 fair and square. F21, how are you enjoying yourself?
I don't experience enjoyment.
How are you functioning?
I'm
How
functioning.
are your parameters?
I'm functioning
currently?
within excellent parameters.
Mhm.
You
Do
need
you feel-
upgrades F21?
Do you feel as if your programming is being adequately utilized?
My programming is being adequately utilized.
Thank you.
Thanks are not
Let's go
required.
get
I'm a
started
droid.
on. Okay. Well, let's go get started on those
Love
clothes.
that droid.
They will not be difficult to do. It is a waste. Not only is this a waste of my talents, it's a waste of your talents.
It is in order to accomplish
sassy
a
droid.
greater. Okay. You know what? And she'll just like
Yeah.
push him.
You guys head out. So with that, we will wipe to hyperspace. It doesn't make those noises in hyperspace. I don't fucking care. I don't criffing care, Star Wars. So, as you are aboard the ship. Lebo is at the controls. Dash, who are you making uniforms for, Nolshe? All four of you?
Anyone who has to go onto the ship.
Okay. Dash
I
says
suppose I don't need one.
Zex also is in like senatorial robe, so he could theoretically not go on. Bug, are you going to are you in a uniform?
Yeah, if Nolshe's
Okay.
gonna make me a uniform,
Yeah.
I'll absolutely wear it.
Then Nolshe,
Plus,
I guess.
think I'd look rather cute with the little crew hat
Mhm.
and my furry head.
And then if you're
I
going
don't
to
believe
make
that's a part of the uniform, but I have made him one as requested.
All right, yeah, and F21 makes you guys make lots of the uniforms and such. You can at that point go ahead and make one for Dash as well, just because he's, you know, it's like just in case he has to come off the ship. But the plan is for you guys, or actually he might come on for this one since there's only 3 of you. But you guys do that. Dash actually kind of goes to a little locker there in the in like the main hold of the Outrider and taps it at a little thing folds up, And there are a bunch of lot of different weapons. He's got a little armory here, but what he specifically pulls out are like Imperial issue, you know, like sidearms and things. He actually would probably have, you know, perhaps he has you put him down as like an Imperial pilot rather than a, you know, like an Imperial shuttle pilot rather than a science guy. But
Dash, I don't want to know where you got all these Imperial weapons from.
Many of them from dead Imperials. So how are we doing, Nolshay, Bug? You guys ready?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's supposed to be pretty easy, right?
Zex, do we look like Imperial archaeologists?
We look like space fascists.
You know, this will do.
Perfect. But oh shoot, you know what? It'd be cool if I had like a. That's too iconically the Death Star. Never mind. Yeah. Here's what I'll do. I'll do a little. Guys, don't you guys worry about me. I'm just doing some.
Don't worry, Dash. We know you got it.
I'm gonna do a quick little bit of the. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's kind of cool. And then. Sorry, just doing some Legoing. Everybody, don't you worry.
Like spreadsheeting, but with
Spreadsheeting,
Lego.
but Lego. Okay. Yeah. That'll be. We'll just say that's what it looks like. Oh, cool. And sorry, don't worry about me. I'm a cool person who has cool ideas.
That was a very genuine "oh cool," like very.
I really am happy. All right, so the Outrider flies up, and you see. Now this is with force perspective because this scale, this thing I'm holding up is actually bigger than the Outrider, or about the same size. But in the distance, so they'd be next to each other, but this would be distance. There is a small Imperial mini station that the Outrider is like flying up towards, like, oh, crazy. And the mini station has there's a docking port on the back. There's like one bay window. It is honestly a little smaller than the Outrider. You guys are familiar with these mini stations, or at least Zex would be without a roll. Basically, these are like very small satellites that you can just like drop in deep space just to like hold stuff. They are often on light cruisers or smaller ships. They're like, a ship that didn't want to waste cargo space on something might drop this somewhere as like a waypoint kind of situation. This one does appear. There's like these two kind of like there's these like clamps that can come up from the top of it, and it is holding some smaller looking satellite within it. Clamped on it, but there's a little docking port, so kind of in a force perspective way, with this here, then he'll kind of fly the. No, it should be way bigger. It's like that, like that.
There you go.
Yeah, you got. Okay. Anyway, but you go up to it, Zex. You have some general Imperial clearance codes.
Yeah.
As you guys are approaching, Dash says, "All right, so can you send?"
I'll get you guys in.
Great. All right. So, Zex, if you're going to send those codes, you have two options. One, you can make a use computer roll, which is under the mental talents, or you can simply tell them to Lebo, and Lebo will send them.
You know what? Let's roll for use computer.
All right.
Keep it exciting. I got a 30, which is a hard success.
Hard success, great. Yeah, without any issue. And in this case, we'll say also without Lebo, like, Lebo's like maybe trying to look and you just type it in, and you send the message. And Dash says, "Yeah, well, the docking station's opening up. I guess they've bought it to that part." And yes, the ship docks without issue. We already saw the image of the docking of the again, it's like.
I mean, I would hope my codes would get us in. I'm the only one not pretending to be Imperial.
That's fair.
That you know of.
So the mini station is now
We all start somewhere, Zex.
at your beck and call. Dash is sort of like looking. You notice Dash has a few slicer data sticks, like on a little armband that he has inside his fake. Nolshe, you probably made it so he'd have a little more arm room to like pull stuff out, so he can. He says, "All right, so my plan here is I can just put a little we can step on all in uniform. I can plug something to maybe shut the cameras off as well, so there may be some footage of us, but hopefully it'll be minimal and garbled and all that kind of stuff. But are we ready to go?"
Yep.
Take a swig of my drink.
Cool.
Good to go.
Is that a jug of apple juice?
Yes.
All right. If you guys head aboard, Nolshe, are you bringing F-21? Or are you going to leave him on the ship?
I will ask the others whether or not they think that we should bring him.
What other abilities does F-21 have besides fabric based?
Oh, tons. And she'll look at F-21.
Oh, I can make models of swoop bikes.
That too. So we can leave him.
How well are you at how well can you interface with computers, F-21?
Better than you, I'm sure.
Most likely.
I love
Dash.
this droid. We should bring him.
Yeah, bring him. Don't bring him. Doesn't make much difference to me. Are you guys ready to go?
Yep.
He'll pop the sort of the gate and take a couple steps on, and he's wearing his imperial pilot uniform. He sort of goes immediately to like a comp.
Pretty good at use computer. I just like
It's you probably are. F-21 assumes he's better at everything than any organic.
Yeah.
He steps out and just kind of he just plugs a data stick into one of the scomports, and he's just doing some quick stuff. The rest of you step off. It's a very small, just little walkway. That classic Imperial, kind of dark gray walls with the white lights and the grid pattern kind of thing. The mirrored back and forth grid. As you guys
just love what they do in here.
As you guys sort of step on,
gray.
you see him do something, and one of the little there's like a little camera like swiveling over to you, and it just stops, and like the light on it goes dark. And you hear Dash just saying, and change registration of ship from a stock freighter to Lambda class shuttle. Cool. But at this point, you guys do hear some metallic footsteps ahead.
This answers the question on droids.
And a
Zex, you do have a code, right? So you should probably.
We should be fine.
Yeah,
We
just
should be
look like you
Just
belong.
stick close to me.
Yeah, I will get behind, like flanking Zex.
Same. And I'm assuming F-21 isn't picking up on that, so I'll grab him and bring him next to me.
Okay. Zex, are you gonna step up to the droid?
Of course.
All right. Ahead of you, you notice, sort of stepping into the corridor, a kind of a dark gray droid is walking in. Would you make a luck roll?
All of us or just me?
Just Zex.
29.
29.
Yeah.
What is your
Very
current
good.
luck?
69.
Oh, okay, great. In that case, the droid in question is not a KX series security droid. It is an RA-7 Imperial Protocol droid.
Greetings, droid. It is I, Zex Thorrin, Imperial Senator from the planet of Nathor, just bringing my personal crew of archaeologists on to inspect some of your wares here. I believe the codes I transmitted should be in order.
I have received codes.
Excellent.
You are most
Then-
welcome, Senator. Forgive me for not making a more proper introduction. You are a most esteemed Imperial representative of all
Who
these
programmed
vessels.
this droid for flattery?
I cannot flatter if I speak the truth, sir.
Ooh, this droid's good. Oh my.
I have limited refreshment to offer, primarily travel biscuits and carbonated wines.
Anybody want food?
I'll have a carbonated wine.
We'll take one.
Yes, archaeologist. Please,
Buzz?
this way, if you are going to inspect.
I'm
Start
alright,
sort of
thanks,
walking
though.
over. Dash kind of just, he's gonna stay back by the ship. He's just like, I'll catch up. I'm just gonna keep maybe get a count on how many droids there are here total.
Yeah.
This is like
good.
a stick thing. So if you guys follow this RA, this RA7 droid unit, or I think that's the I'm right that is the. This is the one that has like the insect face. Like the, you know, like on the Death Star, like the kind of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this droid, as it's kind of heading over here, sort of will just kind of be looking back and saying, "I'm extremely grateful that someone of your position has come, Senator. You are in the Imperial Senate, or you are on a planetary Imperial Senate?"
I'm planetary Imperial Senate, right? Yes.
That is a very impressive position, sir. Here is the carbonated wine. And you see basically that this protocol droid has brought you to what looks like a utility closet that he has seemingly like transformed into a very carefully laid out like service station, basically, of just like he's unpacked everything and sort of stacked them in ways, and it almost has all the ambience of like the bottled waters you'd find in like a Marriott like meeting room, you know. It's like it's real kind of whatever, but he's just doing with what he has, and he'll just pull out some wines, pour them into some forgive me, I do not have proper wine glasses or flutes, but these ration cups, he just hands you some ration cups. Hopefully these will be suitable for your needs.
Yes.
Don't worry, droid.
They are perfect. Your hospitality is so incredibly appreciated.
These are archaeologists. They're used to being a little bit rugged. They'll take whatever you can give them.
Exactly.
But not you, Senator. You are used to fineries, as evidenced by your fine robes. I can
Please,
tell
please.
by their accurate uniforms that these archaeologists are simply scholars. But they appreciate the finer things more than the more military members of the Empire.
Well, droid, I believe we have business to conduct. Let's take our drinks and keep it moving.
You would like me to show you to where you can view the artifact?
I'd
If you
to
could,
see the
yes.
site. Yeah.
Wait, who else wanted
I'll
sparkling
take
wine?
one.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you. And I give Nosha like a knowing thumbs up over the uniforms. Like,
You notice this protocol, this RA7 class protocol droid kind of turns to as you guys are walking, and turns to F-21 and says, "What class of droid are you?" And F-21 says, "I'm a factotum droid." Nosha, would you make a luck roll?
Oh no.
oh no.
What do we got?
That'll be fun.
What'd you roll?
A 92.
92. Awesome. So, with the 92, this droid says, "A factotum droid? What a rare class of droid. What are your areas of expertise?" Making clothing.
Yes.
Oh, what kind of clothing have you made? Well, I recently made
Extremely
some
helpful.
uniforms.
When it comes to archaeology and exploring various military installments and recreating their uniforms for
yes,
historical
it's been-
purposes.
And also, it's been unbelievably invaluable when we've not come prepared for the environment or something has changed dramatically. We have a droid with us that can properly outfit us at a moment's notice.
Mhm.
Incredibly useful in the field.
Of course. And F-21 says, I like this droid. I mean, I don't like things, but yeah.
Of course.
Well, as you can see, this is not a very large center, but here we are at the, and you guys have come to kind of this like window you can sort of look out, and you see that clamped into this, and it kind of is like nearly exceeding what this little mini station can hold, is an extremely old satellite. Now, Bug, this is probably your time to shine. What anything you specifically would like to roll, or
Let's see.
'cause I think I think it's kind of, I don't think this isn't a Clone War thing, and I don't know that appraise is going to be quite right in this, because this is not a collectible as much as like a, I mean, it could, but for now, I think just to even know what it is.
Depending on what it is,
Mhm.
like what the actual, like what it physically is, I could see culture or history making more or less sense. Like if it is like a sculpture or like a painting of something.
No, it's a satellite. I think it would.
You said satellite. Yes,
I
sorry.
think the options here would either be, I think I would allow history or I would allow science.
Doesn't happen to have been made by Yuzzums, though.
Make a luck roll. If you
Could I
basically
roll for history?
I have a pretty decent for history, but it's
make a luck roll.
all right. Let's see. Oh, like it hung and then rolled to 94.
No, it's definitely made by us.
We've never made a satellite. It was we're too busy fighting Ewoks.
Yeah,
and
just
a
eating
never-ending
Ewoks,
Civil War.
just staring the light. So go ahead and make a history roll in that
I'll
case.
make history. That's fine. I'll spend a force point to have a bonus.
Sure. Zex, what is your science score?
Only a 31.
Yeah, I think beyond, I think Bug will be able to do a good history.
Okay,
here.
okay.
Beyond that, it would be somebody. If somebody had a science, they could have some input. But
It's like a combo of history science.
yeah,
Let's,
exactly.
Let's spend one to re-roll. We
Okay.
had a success. I just want to see if I can
Sure. Yeah,
get a little better.
and you still get the bonus on that reroll, which is nice.
That's what we're looking for. 19, so that is a hard success.
19, hard success. This is not your area or time of expertise. Honestly, if Avner were here, because of his love of things so ancient, he might be able to tell you about this. This, Bug, is a vintage hyperspace beacon. You think this is expansion era. So this is thousands of years
That's
old.
very old. Yeah, yeah.
This is these are the beacons that prospectors, hyperspace prospectors, would sort of go out and just jump blind, and if they could find certain things, they'd leave hyperspace beacons. This was before navicomputers, where you could only sort of navigate through beacons, and people would shut them off and shut them down and do all sorts of, kind of really manipulate. You could cut sections of the galaxy off by just shutting down beacons. This is an ancient one.
Interesting. This is remarkable. I've never seen one of these in person. It's thousands of years old. This is, you know how we just sort of plug in coordinates now and just leap from place to place in hyperspace. This was, Senator. You bringing us out here, I understand now. This is a remarkable find. This is one of the first ways that we sort of had beacons to kind of leap to places. It's how we start to be able to travel across the galaxy.
But the priceless relic, you would say.
I mean, priceless, I don't know, but there's always a price for anything, but it's rare. It probably belongs in a museum.
Just have to find the right buyer, so to speak.
But as you are archaeologists and hopefully archaeo-engineers, you will be able to pull the data from it and learn what this marker's purpose was. We are very far from any planetary bodies, as you can tell. This beacon also was emitting no signal. It was found nearly by accident.
How so?
Interesting.
Just someone ran into it?
The vessel I was serving aboard was having a meeting in deep space. It was detected on long-range scans. Our light cruiser flew out, noted it. A mini-station was dropped with me aboard to await the arrival of archaeologists. You were here much faster than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know
Like
us.
you're talking about
Punctual.
efficient ships.
Right? We're punctual people in Nathor. We got here as quick as we could. Is there any way we could inspect this relic a little bit closer?
Of course.
As you-
There are environment suits and kind of gestures to some of that. Or, and it does seem you can also, you can climb up some ladders within these clasping bolt things on it. These things that are kind of holding the little satellite in place. You can climb up some ladders in there to look at it more closely through windows and viewports, or you can you could put on an environmental suit and hop out and go take a look in a spacesuit. Nolshe?
Oh, never mind.
Well, why don't my two archaeologists get a closer look, and Droid, I'll stay out here with you. Maybe you can show me some other things while we let them work.
Of course.
But I will keep F-21 close to me just to make sure he doesn't say anything.
All right, so Nolshe and Bug. So Zex is going to distract the protocol droid. Nolshe and Bug, what are you going to do?
I'm going to follow Bug's lead.
Well, I think the most, being that this is a technological thing, we need to try to extract the data from it. I don't know much about sort of ancient computers like this. I can give it a shot, though. I'm pretty okay with computers. How fragile does this seem, Philip?
It does seem pretty fragile, but it's also just kind of in, it's just sitting in space. It's not like it's being it's not rotting in space. There's no atmosphere corroding it or anything.
Okay.
You'd have to get a little bit closer. I mean, you're not going to break it. It is a satellite.
Does F-21 have any data extraction capabilities?
Make a luck roll, Nolshe's on it. Certainly F-21 will have some ability to interface with stuff.
39.
Is that a hard success or a normal for you?
No, just a success.
Okay. Then he does. I mean, he would have this already, but he has a high-speed scomp port. Now, this might not take this might not take an old scomp, but he's a decent bet for trying to figure something out. Sure.
Okay. Do we know who's better at computers, me or Bug?
I have a 70. And you.
Oh, okay, I'm 63, so. I mean, we can give it a go and.
Yeah, I
what
suppose
happens.
so.
All right. So you guys are are you going outside to access it, or are you just gonna look at it through the? Are you going on? Is this an extra vehicular activity? Are we doing an EVA?
I think so. I'm gonna go up and try to extract the data from it.
Okay. So you and F-21 are gonna go out. You're gonna put tethers on and head out. F-21 doesn't need a suit, of course.
Right. Sure. I mean, if F-21's coming, F-21's coming.
Okay. So Nolshe,
Yeah,
you'll stay in.
I'll stay in.
Great. Love it. All right, so Bug, you can put on the spacesuits are going to be a little snug for you, but you're.
Dolce will help him in and be like, "I'm so sorry for whatever F-21 says. Just
Oh, that's okay.
I'm not going to be saying anything. I'm just going to be doing whatever you're telling. And while you're doing that, Nolshay, F21 is like taking the suit apart and expand, like and like letting it out in certain places to fit the.
Yeah.
And pressure seal activate. Exactly.
Well, just be nice and have fun, but not too much.
Okay.
She'll pat him.
In the meantime, Zex, as you were talking to the protocol droid, the protocol droid will say, Are there any other greeting rituals that you would like to have heard? Have I provided you everything you intended to hear when you expected? I hope that you didn't expect a larger welcome than this. I do apologize for all I had.
Oh, droid, it was quite adequate. I'm a humble man. I don't need anything too extravagant.
That's very kind of you, sir, but your robes would indicate that you deserve more extravagance than this, sir.
I believe it's the Nathor way to say, to take everything humbly, and, you did the best you could. But what you can do, if you want to make it up to me, show me some more of the artifacts around here.
Oh, there are no other artifacts, sir.
Oh, it's just this.
This mini-station was deployed to grab hold of this ancient satellite, sir, which your learned archaeologist friend has identified as a hyperspace beacon.
Well, I think my archaeologists don't need much supervision. Why don't you take me back to your closet? Let's see if we can get something to eat.
I only have carbonated wines.
They don't have travel biscuits?
I do have travel biscuits, yes, sir. I was leaving that for the end. Travel biscuits. There are also some protein pastes.
Protein paste. Oh my god. Let's go sample some
Cool.
protein.
You walk back, you actually see Nolshay, you sort of see that Zex is walking in there, the others have gone to the airlock. Do you want to go with Zex? You want to go check back in with Dash? What's the deal?
I'll check back in with Dash.
Cool. Oh, I love the idea of Zex just being like, well, this droid gets how to treat me.
Finally, this droid give me some respect.
All right, so you head back to Dash, who's kind of at the doors. He's plugged in and says, droid gonna be a problem? Are there any others?
I don't think so. Not that we noticed.
All right, well, maybe look into that. What is it? What's the artifact?
It is the thing that Bug said. How
I
did
think
he phrase it?
Let's roleplay this. What is it? Yeah, say it. From when Nolshay was totally listening, what does she say to Dash? What was it?
She said it's some sort of ancient beacon type thing. I don't know the terminology.
Hyperspace beacon?
Hyperspace beacon.
What
yes.
era?
Old. Thousands of years old.
Ooh.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Ooh. Colonies? Expansion era?
No idea.
All right.
Expansion, I think. Don't quote me on that. We can definitely ask Bug to clarify.
Wow. Okay, that could be something. I mean, It might be nothing. It literally might just be like, here's the path to Malastare. Here's what you gotta go check for.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna be honest. I had half a hunch it was gonna be a hyperspace beacon. I just wanted to confirm independently. If it's been turned off, was it broadcasting? Do we know if it was broadcasting?
They said that it wasn't broadcasting. They just found it on their long-range beacons, their long-range
And
radar.
Dash seems like excited right now, and that's sort of just like oh yeah, like this is cool. You get how someone was like, maybe this guy could be the fill-in for Han Solo. You know, he's got like that like roguish like, oh yeah. He's like, Nolshay.
Yes.
If it's turned off, that means somebody found something and wasn't ready to tell people what they found.
Well, Bug and F21 are on the outside trying to get a data extraction, so
Good.
we'll see what they've found.
Good. All right.
guess.
Wait, Bug's doing a spacewalk?
Yeah.
That's fine.
I know. Well, F21 was able to fix his suit on the fly, so
Of
super
course.
helpful droid.
All right. We'll go make sure there's no other droids. Speaking of droids.
Okay, fine. So I'll go and I'll like walk around the ship, but with like a notepad. Not a notepad, a
Datapad.
data
Yeah.
pad.
Sure. Perfect. All right, so Bug. You're EVAing. You have to make one physical talent for this, but I gotta say, the one you gotta make, you're pretty darn good at. Because if this is this thing where you're just like, you're gonna be on a tether, you know, and you're just climbing, like, go ahead and make a climb roll.
Oh, climb roll, sure.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine at this.
It's Pierce you're talking to.
What did I say?
30. Hard
You're
success.
you're gonna be fine at this.
Oh yeah, smash cut too,
The
right.
king of skills. No offense, Pierce.
No, it's fine. I only fail when it's like...
Dramatic moment.
Yeah, when it's like a really pivotal moment.
So
I'll
basically,
succeed fantastically at nothing.
yes, yeah. For this, you're just.
What I'm very worried about is
boom.
puncturing my suit with my claws.
Yeah, you've
F21
you're like, oh,
reinforced it.
keep them,
It's fine.
keep them retracted, keep them retracted. Don't get excited. Think of Yuzum grandmothers. Don't get excited. So as you climb along, an F-21 is just kind of, climbing sort of with you kind of on a tether and has been hooked up to some kind of, can hear you, and I guess he can talk back, but he doesn't really say much. But without any issue with it, this is a hard success for you. You get to sort of the side of this thing and you're climbing. There's you can tell that these like grappling claw things, these clamp arms they have like ladders built onto them. It's clearly like for a situation, So you're able to get to the hyperspace beacon pretty quickly, and F-21's by you. And it does not take you long to sort of find like an access panel, which you can remove pretty trivially. You see some pretty old looking inputs and things.
Okay. F-21, you recognize any of this, or have anything that you think can plug into any of these?
I might be able to adjust my Starport using some of my sewing tools. But I'll need a replacement Starport to access normal materials.
That's fine. We can get you another one of those. That's not a big deal.
It is cool that we've still been using the same alphabet for 3,000 years. So I can read voltage settings on the... Okay, gotcha. So F-21's going through that. Bug, I'd like for you, as you look at this... Make a... I think this would be like a... Use computer or calculate, I'd let you do.
Let's calculate.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, look, I separated everybody. That's perfect.
1.
So
So
Bug,
that is a vital success.
yeah, that's very vital, highly vital. With a 1, yeah. Bug, as you look at this, you suddenly have a realization, and you remember something that Dash mentioned, which was, you guys might want to, make sure that the Imperials can't get this later. But within this access panel, the thing he's trying to scomp into is a data core.
Oh.
Yeah.
Scratch it, F-21. Do you think we can just remove the data core and take it with us?
That would certainly be easier.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Okay. Bug, go ahead and make a fine motor skills. Actually, this is your night, man.
MVP. Plug
Wow.
MVP.
It's so rare that you go, hey, Pierce, do this thing. And I'm like, oh, I'm
Every single thing I'm asking him, so I'm looking at what he's clicked. It's all stuff where he's like over 70.
All right, fine motor skills. There we go. I mean, it's technically a success. We
Okay.
should re-roll that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Good reroll.
It's a 74, and I feel like I should go better than that.
Yeah, he has a 75, so he skated in.
Okay. We're gonna spend 2 more force points to re-roll and add a bonus.
Okay,
Going in.
sure.
Yeah.
Now he's rolling like Pierce.
Now it's me. There we go. See, this is the vital thing. Oh my god, that's the exact same stuff.
You have 56 left to burn.
I do, and we're doing the math right now. because we rolled the second roll was an 86.
Okay.
And with that bonus re-rolling, I rolled a 73 and an 83.
Wow.
So I roll. So the plan now is, 73. I'm gonna. Hang on, I'm just gonna pull a calculator out because there's too many odd numbers here for me to do the subtraction in my head.
I believe is it? I think it's 36.
I believe that is right. Hang on. Anyways.
So, for those of you who are watching and don't know the system we use, this is a D100 system, and you have this thing called luck, where like you roll luck to see how lucky you are. But you can also spend your luck to lower a roll because you want to roll under your score in the percentile.
I'm gonna spend 36 luck for a hard success. We're gonna go down to 20 luck, and I'm gonna feel a lot better now. Actually,
now his luck is where it's supposed to be. All right. So Bug manages to, with a hard success, extract the data core without damaging it at all.
All right.
And because you had a 1 on your calculate, you can also sort of have F21 check in your calculation. You're like, and make sure there's no backup core or like there's no other storage. In
sure.
Thing.
Yeah.
And so while you're extracting that, F21 can have looked and will confirm that in these older hyperspace beacons, they didn't have that kind of redundancy. Come on. They just had the data core.
Also, F21, do you have like compartments on you where you store your tools or your materials? Could you fit this in there?
Can you not see the line that I have? Of course not.
Well, I don't know how well you've concealed stuff. I assume that you could hide any kind of pockets in any kind of garment.
No. I'm built for form, not function, aside from my hands. F21 gets sort of close to you, and whereas you, and you notice there is now like a giant pocket on the outside of your thing that really just fits into it pretty well.
Well, thanks. Sure. And I'll shove that in there.
Okay.
I guess that's job done, F21. I head back.
Very well. All right, Zex, you were talking to a protocol droid. Natho sounds like a very interesting planet.
Ah, beautiful, wonderful. The people, incredibly happy. We do our best to take care of them.
That is so beneficent of you, sir.
But if you could ask, I have a question for you, droid.
Yes, sir.
This station was sent up from a larger satellite to gather this relic.
From a light cruiser, sir. Not a full Star Destroyer. I was simply stationed aboard a light cruiser.
Is there any data on the sector of space where that light cruiser was headed?
I am uncertain as to what our destination was, sir, as that was not my department, sir. Many a thousand apologies, Senator.
Please, droid. You flatter me too much.
If you would like, I can fetch you a wrench, and you can beat me to take out your frustration, sir.
I'll think about it.
Of course, sir.
You know what? Give me the wrench, and we'll talk.
Yes, sir. Carries in a very heavy wrench. Sets it down on a table. Zex, you're not... What is your lift, Zex, under your physical? Actually.
It's 40.
You can pick this up, but you're not sure that you can wield it. This is a thing.
If anything, a little more elegant, droid.
Oh.
Or more civilized age.
With which to beat me, sir?
I think just some better options. Who knows what I'll do with it?
Oh, I see, sir. Well, if you'd like to follow me, I can show you the full extent of the maintenance tools we have on craft, sir.
Do you have an armory, anything like that, or just maintenance tools? What if I want something a little more efficient?
Oh, I believe there might be some blasters, sir. There might be a stun baton, sir. I have
Let's
not
go
checked.
take a look at those.
So as you guys walk out, Nolshay, you have been looking around the facility. So Nolshay, could you give me? Nolshay, do you have a pretty good Are you decent at like gather information? Trying to find how you might
50-50.
50-50. Then just roll a look. You're very good at looking. This can just be a what do I see?
Good at looking.
Yeah.
30. So hard success.
Hard success is pretty good. You determine rather quickly that there are no other droids currently active. What there are 2 mouse droids who have had their batteries pulled out.
Okay. Do I have a comm?
Sure.
Can I? Not Star Trek. Don't know why I'm doing this. I was Dash. Null Shade Bridge. So
Is that my new nickname?
What?
You're calling me Bridge now?
Yeah.
It's
That
weird,
is
but
your...
I don't hate it. What's up?
Okay. Well, there are, and she's just like pretending like she's documenting. There are 2 mouse droids that have had their batteries removed, seemingly intentionally. That's all I've come across so far in my exploration of this weekend.
Maybe the protocol droid got tired of him buzzing around everywhere.
I wouldn't blame him.
All right. No KX series security droids.
Not that I've seen.
Okay, well that's good. Nolshay, at this point, however, like Zex and the RA7 droid are like walking like down the hall, and the RA7's like discussing stun batons. And they seem to be coming not to the room with those mouse droids, but they're coming to like a nearby little, access chamber.
Oh, okay. Oh, hi. Actually, I have a few questions about this vessel for the droid. What would you like to go by? What do you have a name or?
Oh, I am RA7468.
I'll call you 7 for short. Have you noticed any droids on this ship aside from yourself, of course? Just need to get an inventory of everything that's on here.
You brought a factotum droid aboard?
Yes. So that's one that you've seen. Very good. Very astute observation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there might have been. Well, it might have been some mouse droids at some point.
Oh, okay. They are very annoying, so I completely understand.
They are very annoying. That is accurate.
Oh,
Mouse
okay.
droids are incredibly annoying, and they only get in the way of droids who know how things should be done properly.
Oh, were there any getting in your way? Perhaps?
Well, no, I'm sure they're not getting in my way.
It's okay. I've had to deactivate a few droids in my time.
I'm sure I haven't deactivated any droids, and they're unharmed. They can simply be plugged back in if there were mouse droids aboard.
Okay.
I'm just better at cleaning than they are. They do not have high enough standards. He kind of gestures to how well buffed the floors are.
Yes, fantastic job on that. And so if I were to find any mouse droids with their batteries unplugged, that was something that perhaps you may have encountered and possibly could have done yourself.
They are, if you're needing mouse droids for your operations. Oh, why, here they are. Kind of walks into the room. Oh, and look, it seems they've been accidentally deactivated, but I can easily reactivate them. And kind of just picks them up and pops their batteries in. And the mouse droid's immediately just going, and they just start immediately into his feet. He's like,
you can you can unplug them again if you'd like.
He will reach down and pick one up and pull the battery out of it. The other one zoops out of the room and is. Oh, that's fine. I'll just have to mop up after it. Bug, at this point,
Yeah.
you and F-21 have returned into the airlock.
All right. F-21.
Yes.
I know if what you've gathered in your short time with us is that a lot of times what we do is illegal or at least underhanded. So I'm going to say a lot of stuff probably on the way out of here that isn't true. I just need you to not correct it.
This is difficult for me, but I also have to say that I understand why you would consider some of Nolche's designs crimes. I don't think they are, strictly speaking, illegal.
Underhanded?
I made no objection to the term underhanded, sir.
Love this
It's
droid.
a weird relationship you two have.
It's a very simple relationship. I am her property and I do what she tells me.
I mean, yes, I guess when you boil it down like that, I guess I struggle to understand why she wouldn't even buy you, seeing as you do what she does. I guess you just do it faster.
Correct.
I
It's
guess
like,
that makes
remember
sense.
how the Hollow novelists were all worried about AI and now they just all use AI for their first drafts? It's the same.
But I sort of like the whole. I was thinking, it's like, if I had a droid that could appraise things for me, that'd be great. But I like that process. I really like getting in there. I know that I would want that.
I don't know what to tell
Anyway,
you.
it's fine. Again, just roll with it, I guess. That's what I'm saying. I know you
Understood.
walk. Before we get too
I'm
literal
familiar with the
things.
idiom.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
you
you
guys
for the
can enter
alterations, by the way.
as you, of course, as the doors in from the airlock open, you now have, you can take off your helms and everything. Or F-21 doesn't have to be. You can take off your helmet. You notice a little mouse droid, kind of just rolls up. And mouse droids, for those, it's like those, it's those little like trapezoidal shoebox looking, rolls up and just is there with you and just starts like beeping. And F-21 says, "Do you speak binary, Bug?"
I don't. It's one of the few languages I don't speak. So
Basically, this droid is sort of beeping, and F-21 says, "This droid is saying there's a maniac aboard."
Who?
You're not there for this, Nolche. Although, Nolche, you guys can be coming down the hallway, but he's saying that this is the droids at the door.
Is it specifically one of us?
A protocol droid.
Oh, I'm going to assume that's the one that we've been talking to.
He pulled out its battery.
Can you explain? F-21, can I don't have a spectrum of crimes against droids. How bad is that?
Less bad than permanently destroying it. Worse than letting it go about its business.
Would you classify it as underhanded or a crime?
Underhanded. The mouse droid doesn't have shoulders, but you can see it just kind of going, and then just zip out of the way.
All right, well, I guess let's try not to get on the wrong side of this protocol droid.
This droid that I'm
And I
stuck
guess
with.
I'll continue taking off my thing and ask if, before they show up, if you could, can you make something on this uniform for me to conceal this? Maybe
What do you
just
think I've been
throw
doing?
something.
And you
There's
look
something
down,
on,
and
like,
it's
a
like
pan.
it's been happening already.
Excellent. You are incredibly useful.
Yes, I am.
Maybe almost as useful as Notion. Maybe more.
Zex and Nolche. At this point, you guys are probably coming around the corridor with RA7 and F-21 and Bug are sort of stepping out of the passage. Mouse droid has escaped.
Bug, did
Success?
you finish your task?
Hold on, guys.
Hold on, I think.
Music going haywire again?
No, it's not the music. It's the I need to make some new solutions to some things. They're all back. Sorry about that, guys. What was the question?
Oh. I was just asking if the protocol droid was with them, and yes. Right.
The program
Yeah,
is
it's-
with them.
Okay. Then I'll just say, there no task to complete. Fortunately, this beacon is the reason it wasn't transmitting is there was no data to transmit. Seems it's sort of at some point in time along the thousands of years of its existence, someone has already been here and removed it. So it's sort of just a husk at this point. Still a remarkable artifact from a long period of time. It's still something very valuable to have around and to study design-wise, but I don't know that there's anything that can be extracted from it.
Such a shame. Well,
I
still a
think
novelty.
we should file a report on the ship.
That is disappointing. But,
Yeah.
Are you going to be staying for a while to do the analysis of it on an artistic and aesthetic level?
Yes, for a while. We do need to reconvene on our ship, just to touch base and see what our next plan of action is going to be, right, Bug?
Yeah, this sort of changes our course of operations.
Of course.
And I'd like to just sort of also just sit to sort of in my space to sort of start making my preliminary notes.
Understood. Well, I shall prepare more travel biscuits for an afternoon snack. Or is it morning?
Very kind.
I don't know what time you're currently on.
Yeah, we're in space.
Yeah, there's no day cycle in space, right?
You haven't seen any mouse droids around, have you?
Nope.
He's asking Bug this, not you guys.
Yeah.
Good.
No.
There shouldn't be.
Are there mouth droids on here?
Yes.
They're a little irritating to him, so...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, are you the maniac? What?
Excuse me.
No, that's...
He refers to us as crazy guys, maniacs, sometimes,
Just some wild, crazy kids, you know?
right? Wild mischief makers just exploring the history of the galaxy, and she's just going and like maneuvering F-21.
Oh.
I think we need to.
F-21 is quietly to you, Nolsha, saying, "Oh, is this one of the lies?"
It's not a lie.
Oh. So if you guys are sort of heading back to the thing, RA7 is kind of watching you. Dex is back at like the access port. RA7's just kind of turns and sort of will head back to get more
Travel biscuits.
more travel biscuits kind of set out on a tray. He'll probably put one on a napkin. You know how like you ever been like an event where there's like one little dry cookie on a napkin all like spread out. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
But you guys get back to the thing and Dash says, "How'd that go?"
Easy.
I've got the data core
Yes.
Oh,
from it.
nice.
So we haven't accessed it at all. We're gonna need some. We honestly should get VGAF. It's old.
Yeah, I'll bet. All right, well let's make a quick escape.
Wait. The droid, he'll be so disappointed if we don't grab snacks or something.
Look.
Well,
I
would you
don't
be
know how
less
to break it to
disappointed
you.
if we just blast this thing on our way out?
No, Shay, we can leave the droid. He'll be fine.
Yeah. No shit. I had to break it to you, but I don't think that droid is. I think if we go back in there, I don't know that droid's gonna want us to leave.
Okay, that's fine. I just feel really bad. You know, having a droid with me, it's just made me have a different perspective on droids. I don't know.
I get it.
F-21. Do you have the capability to feel bad about things?
No.
There you go.
There you go.
It's programmed with feelings.
You guys
Okay,
hear a
fine.
rolling noise, and a mouse droid zooms down the hall, beeping. And F-21 kind of looks back and says, "Do either Zex or Nullshade, either of you speak binary?"
I don't.
Probably not. It's not really a language I would expect any of you to have. None of you do. No.
No, Dash, we can let that one on board.
Can I ask F-21?
Oh,
What do you say?
F-21 is kind of like standing in its way, and it's just like it's kind of like.
F-21.
He's requesting asylum.
He can come with me. I'll keep him in my shop.
The mouse droid?
He's requesting asylum for his brother as well, the one who's been deactivated.
He's still inside, isn't he?
Yeah, that one's.
Okay.
I don't know about that, man.
So now droids are requesting asylum. That means that they can feel things like
This
fear.
droid is clearly malfunctioning. This droid has a filthy mouth. This droid is cursing like an astromech.
I mean, Nosha, if you want to go in and get that mouse droid,
I don't want the mouse droid.
oh, then we're good.
I want the one that gives us sparkling wine. This is apparently a long mission. It could be useful because this one is just kind of rude. No offense, F-21.
Nosha, what you're saying is you want us to wait to get these travel biscuits so we can say bye to this droid.
Let's go. Fine. Dash, go ahead. Just
So we're bringing along this Imperial mouse droid.
Imperial
Yeah.
being
So
the
you
operative word.
Sure you want this thing? It's Imperial.
Bug, you're
Yeah.
taking it.
Yeah, I'll have Vigeth take a pass on it.
That's fine, but you're not getting the other one. As you pick it up, the droid is just like continuing to beep about the F-21 saying something about solidarity.
Mm. Political droid. I feel kind of bad. I kind of want to go get his mouse droid brother.
I'm starting to feel that too. I normally would just leave this here.
Is Nolshe rubbing off on us?
What?
I don't know, something about just
She's got us
I
feeling
don't-
sentimental about droids.
droids don't normally like plaintively plea, and even through F-21, I'm feeling.
Alright, let's go get the mouse droid. This protocol droid seems to like me. Maybe I'll just...
You get your biscuits, Nolshe.
Okay.
Let's go back.
We're going back in. We'll be back, Dash.
All right.
I'm gonna take the core out and
Yeah.
stow it aboard the ship.
Yeah.
Dash kind of does a little whistle like, there's gold in them Thar Hills, guys. Come on. But if you guys are gonna go back on, you can go back. Nolshe, you can lead them to the room where the deactivated mouse droid is. And you can easily pick it up if you'd like to.
Yeah, I just I'll grab it and grab the battery and try to just leave.
Okay. As you guys are sort of walking out, just
Well, I'll grab a couple of the
The biscuits?
the biscuits.
oh, so
and
so Nolshe goes to RA7 while the others are going. Gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was in the same room.
Not in the same
I'll go-
room they're in. Yeah.
I'll go get the biscuits.
Yeah. We just wanted a little something to.
Of course. I've tried to. Would you
you
like?
know.
I could. I've been considering the possibility on some cultures use sort of alcoholic pastes. So I was thinking I could use a little bit of protein paste. I could mash up a biscuit and put some of the carbonated wine in it. Sort of try to see if that was a pleasing substance. If you'd like me to attempt that.
That is very inspired and
kinda
very
like it.
creative.
That sounds kind of good.
Allow me to attempt, sir. Kind of goes and starts. Takes a tube of protein, just.
You guys want in on this?
I'll try.
Bub?
I mean, I'm not there. I'm just taking I'm just grabbing a mouse droid and walking away. I want nothing to do with these biscuits.
We're just making friends and having fun.
Then
over
picks
here.
up another travel biscuit and then puts this mixture on top of it and kind of like swirls it so it's like the gray stuff from like,
Oh.
you know, like
After
Beauty
you,
and the Beast.
Senator.
Kink. Not bad.
Oh,
Not
good,
bad.
sir. I will make more of these, sir.
Oh,
Nosha, go ahead.
you don't have to make all of those.
Well, I have to give you some more interesting nourishment. If you have more rations aboard your shuttle, I can also incorporate them into any snack services.
Oh, you know what? Maybe later, but we do have to go back and just write lots of stuff down about our findings.
We have other work to do, droid.
Of course. Well, I will be
But
here
it's
if
been-
you require me.
It's been
Thank
wonderful
you.
meeting you. R87
Oh, and
468.
if you do find any mouse droids, just try to ignore them.
Right.
Is there a reason you don't like these mouse droids?
They are lesser.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm gonna whisper to Nolshe like, I didn't know droids had racism.
I know, and this makes me feel better about leaving them.
They are Imperial droids.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for the
Like,
hospitality.
Nolshe and I are worryingly moving like, this droid's
I know, we're
not
like,
in.
"Ugh."
Not in.
All right. Then yeah, you
We'll make
guys
our
are
way
able
back to
to
the ship.
you guys are able to head back to the Outrider. So I do, as you, and then kind of like, it should be closer. It's like that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Anyway, so and with that, if you guys get aboard, Dash is like, all right, oh cool, look, we have 2 Imperial droids aboard now. Great. You're not bringing the other one? Not going for the hat trick?
No, he was
No. He was a little racist.
not accepting of lesser droids, as he called them. So F-21, keep your mouth shut.
F-21, I have greater appreciation for you now.
Oh, I don't respect lesser droids either.
Okay.
I'm not capable of respecting things. Respect is a
That's fair. He
purposeful
doesn't
human
respect.
construct.
Right.
F21, can you just do me one favor?
Yes.
Actually, sorry. Can you just explain to the mouse droids that we're going to deactivate them only until we can make sure that there's no way for the Empire to trace them and find them, and then we'll turn them back on.
They understand what you're saying. The one who's on
great.
will sort of beep a bunch and sort of say, they're confused that aren't you Imperial? Oh. Then he'll sort of turn back to the droid and say, no, you stupid little droid. I've created fake, convincing uniforms for them so they could steal things from this Imperial station. The mouse droid's like, you could deactivate. No
And we could not understand any of that, could we?
no, you understood what F-21 said.
Oh, okay.
He translated for us.
Yeah, and then we'll, with them deactivated, I'll have Vgath and Zex, remove it. So Vgath to basically remove any tracking devices, and Zex to basically reskin them.
Sure.
I gotta say, guys, for people who seem so tense with the Empire on your planet, look at you guys. You're just hanging out with Imperials all the time now.
What do you mean, you guys? I did not agree to have.
I mean, just you. Really, just you.
I mean, you got 2 Imperial droids now. You're just
Yeah, but we're
collecting
gonna
Imperial stuff.
Reprogram them and reskin them.
So,
All right, guys.
Someone's gotta watch my shop when I'm not around.
as you guys are sort of flying away, I think he would do it with that. Actually, God, would he? No, he'll come and check and say, "What's your read on? What's that droid know? Is that droid? I mean, I turned off the cameras. Is that droid gonna remember anybody? I think I scrubbed it of our ship being there. Should we blow it up? 2 shots. That thing's dust.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna recognize I'm me.
I've got a lot to protect. You can blow it up.
Between Zex and a Yuzum, yeah.
I've got a planet to think about, you know? No, sure, you good? Is this gonna make you feel bad?
Well, of course.
No, so just remember what that droid said. He was a
I
little
know.
discriminatory.
No, I know.
So, as you guys are discussing it, Dash blows it up for sure.
All right. Well,
Besides, we got the most important part of the relic. We got the data core. We can figure out what's going on with it. We don't really need the satellite itself.
Indeed.
Nothing really lost here.
And there weren't. Yeah, I mean, in case there was a backup core or anything, that was smart to do as well. All right, Dash is kind of coming down from the gun turret. All right, well, let's get somewhere we can look into this thing, figure out what's on it. You think we should try Vgath? Do you know if Vgath has any specialty in like archaic data formats and all that stuff? If not, I know a guy.
I don't know if he does. I just know that Vgath just seems to have such an innately incredible understanding of computer systems.
Well,
but I don't know if he knows anything. I mean, it's hard. This thing is thousands of years old.
it's true. It requires some stuff. I know someone who could mess with this, but we'll go to Vgath first. So either way, let's go find
I
something.
mean, I gotta go there anyway to deal with these droids. So
Oh, yeah, because that's the priority.
I'm just saying, I'm already making the trip there. Am I?
I mean, Dash is looking around like, yeah, but I mean, we're on my ship and Mystic might not be the place to. My contact's not on Mystic.
Right. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
All right, well, I'm
Well,
gonna
if you
take
know
off
that this, if you know this person can absolutely do it,
They
go there.
can. They might cost more than Vigath. That Arcona sometimes, he's weird, but he does stuff for cheap, you know? Alright, well, maybe I'll shoot out some comms and see what makes sense.
sure.
But, good work today, everybody. That was,
I guess we could just ask Vika too.
yeah,
Before we
that's
fly there.
the
Send
idea.
him a message.
Send him a message. I think he's in the San Diego system this week, but...
Yeah, I think at one point he told me I could calm him anytime. So
I guess in that case, as you guys watch as the station is gone, RA7, a lonely protocol droids, but
Rest in peace.
rest in pieces, more like. Yeah, Lauren said the same thing I did. So with that, I think largely because Vigath, it does make so much sense to go to Vigath. I was maybe going to open this thing up today, but we'll see if we can get Vigath next time. If not, somebody else will do it. With that, we will sort of end with the... as we iris to the end credits, as the Outrider races off into space. Guys, that was a very successful mission.
Drinks
I
on
realized
milkshake.
that the most important thing that happened in that was when Zex rolled a success on the luck, and it was a protocol droid instead of a security droid who was on the station. Would have been a very different vibe. No, you guys got some fun stuff, and as you can see, this is kicking off a sort of like a
Multi-part
possible
thing.
mini arc. But some weeks, you know, this is, as Dash said, this is like a long-term project kind of going in the backwards. So some weeks we might wind up doing another swoop race, and then we kind of come back to this here or there. But yeah, so it's kind of like it's a little ongoing
invested.
thing. So very good. Well, thanks, guys. That was super fun. You can all don't start rolling to improve your stats.
Oh, okay.
Because you are not going to be getting like facets for today as part of your adventures. So instead, we've done this a few different ways. I'll tell you what, everyone, when you roll to improve your stats today, roll with one bonus, or technically one penalty, because it will help you go lower. So you all gain one beneficial penalty. Basically, you go in an extra die when you make all your rolls to level up. You get to roll an extra one, and you get to use the lowest. This is the one case where you get to use the higher, rather, because you want to roll high when you level up your stats. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope that you guys all enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that craziness. So cool. Thanks for playing. Thanks for everybody watching. I hope you enjoyed our silly little Star Wars game we play here or there. Sometimes they're very standalone. Sometimes they refer back to some stuff, but for the most part, they're much more just like single mission, single little thing. Last 2 weeks ago was the most combat we've ever had.
so much. It was so much.
So it's this
man.
week was a little less combat situation. So fun stuff. If you like what we do on this channel, please follow us if you're able. Subscribe if you can. Actually, follow us because that's easy. Just follow. It's easy to follow. But subscribe, I get it. It's hard, but you do get a free one with your Amazon Prime subscription if you haven't used it. Throw one our way or throw it somewhere, but it's free. You might as well use it. We have other games on this channel, which is crazy because like. I think we just do Star Wars. No, on tomorrow night we are starting a brand new game. I'm actually.
The schedule is not correct.
It's out of date, but that's fine.
Yes, we're on summer break from our academic series, Lost Star Academia. So tomorrow we are starting a game. I have announced the title and I accidentally announced what it's about. So we are starting a game called Third Time's the Charm. It is a sitcom game. And it's going to be weirder than it sounds. So I strongly encourage everyone to check that out tomorrow night. It's going to be very weird. It is kind of like Mystic Starport. I think it's shaping up that it's going to have a larger cast who kind of comes in and out. Some people might be there every time. But part of the reason that we're taking a break from Lost Lore Academia is that it is the summer and we have a lot of travel and schedule stuff. So this game will, you'll have different people in and out every week. Yes, Bug.
And this game will still be featuring an element of audience participation, right? So.
This game has a I guess that's a good point. Yes, Lost Lore Academia, the downtime is not over. You can still be participating in all that fun, and we'll be doing weekly check-ins with the players who are present from Lost Lore Academia at the top of each episode of Third Time's the Charm. But then, yes, there is an audience participation component to this, which I've totally, completely figured out how it works and is ready to go. No more adjustments required. Every other Tuesday we have a game called Gray in the Dark. We don't have that this week, but this week instead on Wednesday we have Top Flight West. They know the power surge is going on. They have seen what has happened to V and the formations, who have had to take a step back as they did with the newly founded Formation Nation, and instead they are going to have to choose which of various other power surges they want to go deal with, while maybe dealing with a power surge of one of their own. Yeah, so it's gonna be great. So that's Wednesday, and then on Friday we had a very cool Blood from a Stone this past Friday. We had a solo session with Lauren as Medina as Wendy. It was very complicated. So come check that out on Friday as we see what of that she reports to the Soldier of Fortune and her other student companions. So it's gonna be fun. And then 1 week from tonight I think we'll be back with Here Be Dragons, unless too many people are on vacation since it's Memorial Day. So that's the and then it might just be a Star Wars game again. So thank you all so much. Going to be really fun. And that is what I have there. Do we have people to thank in chat and all that fun stuff? It seemed active to some extent tonight.
Yes, we did have some new people popping in. So
welcome new people.
Yeah, welcome to come hang out. Iarnal, I think, and Midnight Mortician, or Morticia rather.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully we'll see you again.
I consistently for the last 2 weeks have been on my channel streaming a scary game, but mostly talking to chat. So if you want to see me be bad at games but talk a lot, if you're not sick of me yet, follow my channel.
I feel like that's what Twitch is. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Awesome.
Except people who do games on Twitch are usually good at them. I'm not. But you know what? We work together.
There is too many people playing games on Twitch for that to be true, Lauren.
There is such a gamut.
I am actively not good at it, but chat helps me get through these games. We solve problems.
That's great.
Drink
It's like the Twitch experience.
Have some fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Very good.
Yeah. And I have now done it for 2 weeks as well. Pretty good. So after a 2-year break. So if you would like to join me on Sunday mornings before this game from 9 a.m. to about 12:30 Pacific time, I am reading books from my youth. So I'm just reading through the Animorph series. So we'll be reading book 11, The Forgotten, on Sunday, which is the one that starts to introduce time travel into it.
And just to clarify, when you read these, you read them on stream, so you just sit there reading.
I just sit here silently.
Aloud.
Yeah.
You just quietly and occasionally chuckle.
As per Philip's designs, I just sit here silently, staring at a page, occasionally going, "Oh,
Wow. Interesting."
As an insane performance art piece, I like the idea of someone doing that so much. You wanna promote or plug anything, Moses?
If you guys want to learn how to dance, I teach dance lessons online. If you want to learn ballroom dance, salsa, bachata, anything like that, you can send me an email at moses1837@gmail.com.
There you go. Learn to dance online.
I will teach you over Zoom.
There you go. Well, very good. Well, thanks so much for playing, everybody. This was super fun. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll be back with more Star Wars one of these Sundays. Most likely 2 weeks, but if things go wild, just 1 week. But in any case, yeah, thank you. Until next time, the Force will be with you always.
Hosta mefta cinco basta. Hosta mefta juvrek. Rishi labir groof snores lajekor. Rishi labir usa snor vrek. Hosta